The biggest artists don't copy trends, they define them. So don't be an artist that is trying to hop on the next trend and all that. Like, be the artist that sets the trend, creates the trend. I know that seems risky in a world where everyone's a follower, but you got to realize that you are going down a path that's not traveled very much. You're going down the path of being an independent artist. So a lot of people are not going to choose that path because of the riskiness of it, because you could be doing something that's unpopular at the moment, but you're taking that chance of being the next big thing and you're doubling down on who you really are. So it really doesn't matter what people say or what people think because you believe in what you're doing. You believe in the message that you're conveying. So we want to talk about songwriting fundamentals. The fundamentals of songwriting. It goes very deep, and that really, I think it differs between different music genres. So with me being in the hip hop genre as a producer, songwriter, engineer, and all of that, I mean, I could engineer all kinds of music, but I specialize in hip hop. I know there's similarities in all the genres, so we're just going to talk the basics of songwriting, okay? It starts with the music. The songwriter is split into two different sides. You got the composer, and then you have the lyricist, the person writing the lyrics. It could be the same person, but most of the times it's two different people. So you have the musician who makes the music. So that's where the songwriting like traditionally starts. It's with the music. So that's what we have first. And the music really dictates even what genre the song is going to be. So the music is what makes it country, or the music is what makes it rap, or the music is what makes it pop. It's not so much the artist that's singing or rapping on over the music or with the music. It's the music that dictates the genre. So if you want to have a unique sound, it starts with the music. It starts with your beat maker, your producer, your drum player, your guitar player. It starts with them. So it's important to find the right sound for your music. So if you don't play instruments, if you don't make beats, the first step in having a unique sound is finding those musicians, those beat makers, those producers that can create the music that you're looking for. So that's the first thing we're trying to find is like, what sound are you looking for your music? Because once we find the sounds you want for your music, now we have you into a genre. So then we can talk about the type of sound that we want to put on top of the music. Like, what are you going to do on the music? Because once the music is there, it could be, once the music is made, it could be a country song without any words on it. We just know it's country because of the sound of the music, because of the certain instruments that was used. That's what makes it country. But you can get on a country music song and you could rap on it, or you could sing like a pop star on a country music beat. And that would be unique. And then that transcends like Lil Nas X. I mean, that's what made his song so big when it came out was the fact that it was a country beat that he rapped on with kind of like a country twang to it. So it was almost like a hip hop beat that he sung country on. You see what I mean? So, but because of the beat, it's still considered hip hop. But it was able to cross over because he like sung country on it. So, but he chose the beat because of that. He chose the beat because that's the sound that he was looking for, was that country twang sound. So that's how he knew he could get on that beat and put rap type lyrics on it and it would be really catchy. But the point I'm making is he knew the sound he was looking for based off of the beat. So find the beat first and then find what type of beats you like first because we're talking about your overall sound. We're not just talking about one song. We talk about your overall sound. So find what type of beats you like first. So that's why they got this whole thing of type beats on YouTube because there's certain types of beats. So you need to know what types of beats that you want to rap on because that's how you have a distinct sound. Like you should be to the point to where you can have type beats, like your name type beats, because you have a certain sound that you've developed. And you need to work with beat makers and musicians to create that sound first, or have them create it for you first, and then figure out how you want to sound when you're delivering the lyrics on it. But that's secondary. The lyrics is secondary. What really makes the sound is for the music is going to be the instrumentation. So let's figure that out first. Figure out what type of instrumentation you want first. What type of production do you want first? Because that's what you're really going to be known for, because that's what's actually going to put you in a genre. If you do something, if you do anything on hip hop beats, you're going to be in the hip hop genre. If you do anything over country music, you're going to be in the country genre. So choose your beats and your music wisely and try to keep it consistent so you can develop a sound that's unique to you, and then people have to come to you for it. So when it comes to writing hooks, and no matter what genre of music you're in, there's always hooks and choruses, and that's what makes a song is the repetition. So keep that in mind, that you need to be able to have hooks in your songs that kind of draw people in and evoke emotion, some type of emotion, happiness, love, sadness, whatever emotion you're trying to evoke. Make sure that you have it in your hook, and keep tying. The hook should tie the whole song together, and the hook should be the part that people are really looking forward to. So, with all that being said, basically make sure you find your own musical lane. Stay in your musical lane. Once you find it, stay in your musical lane. And I'm not saying don't like experiment with different things and all that, but like if you're gonna experiment with different things, then you need to do that before you actually choose your artist identity. Because once you choose your artist identity, it's important to stay in that pocket, because you're gonna start building an audience of people who are connected to that identity. So you're really going to be letting people down every time you change your identity. Every time you create this identity and then you develop a following of people who relate to that identity, and then you change that identity, you just let all those people down because you want to change your identity because you want to follow the next trend. But yet these people was following you because they were tied into that. They believed in that. They were rooting for that identity because it represented them. And now you let them down because you want to change your identity. So think that through before you actually go forward, and put a lot of thought into the musical lane that you're choosing, and stay in your musical lane. Okay, and a couple more points I want to give you about songwriting is the hook sells the song. So remember that. The hook is what sells the song. And we are independent artists, so yes, we want to sell our songs. We want people to buy the songs. We don't make music just for us to listen to ourselves in the car. We make music because we want people to buy it. And you need a hook that sells the song. Listen to popular songs and listen to the way the hooks are constructed. Once you figure out your sound and your genre, listen to similar songs to find out the construction of the hooks. You're just listening for the construction of the song. You're not trying to get ideas for the sound because you already have your sound. But as far as construction of songs, it's no problem using the same construction of another song. Like if this song has a 8 bar hook, 12 bar verse, 8 bar hook, 12 bar verse, it doesn't matter if you take that structure and apply it to your music, because you still have your sound. Like the structure doesn't affect the sound, but the structure is, there is a such thing as a winning structure to a song. That if you look at a lot of hits, they do have a similar structure to what makes them a hit, and just what people buy into, what is catchy to people. So study that aspect after you have your sound, because after you have your sound, now you still need to put your sound into a type of structure that is designed to be a hit song, that's designed for people to like and designed for people to buy into. Authenticity beats imitation. So always be yourself, always be authentic with your music, and don't try to imitate anyone else or what anyone else is doing. Stay authentic, stay true to yourself. It will pay off in the end, because you're going to have loyal fans that are actually loyal to you and your brand. Simplicity often wins when it comes to music. So Don't get caught up in trying to use the most complex lyrics or elaborate adjectives to describe every. It's not like that. You got to realize most people don't have higher than a third grade reading level. Most adults, and I hope it's higher than that. But last time I checked, I hope it's higher than that now. But most adults don't read past a third grade reading level. So don't go over their heads. You got to know your audience. You know, unless your audience is intellectuals, educated people. If that's your audience, then it's different. But if you have an audience of the masses, like just like average people, the normal like music listener, then you need to keep that in mind that most people can only have so much of a grasp. And that's why hit songs are usually simple, like ABC 1 2 3 type of thing, or Cat in the Hat type of situation. And I know you might want to be more complicated than that, but here's my take on that. You might not want to simplify your music because you think that you're smarter than that. But I always say a smart person can play dumb, but a dumb person can't play smart. So if you truly are smart, if you truly are intellectual, then you should be able to dumb down your knowledge to the point to where the average person can understand it. Because if you can't do that, then that means you don't truly understand it. If you can't simplify it, then you don't truly understand it. So you should think about that. A lot of these people that you think they're not smart because their music is simple, they're really the smartest people because they understand that to reach the masses, they got to keep it at a certain level, even though it might be beneath you because you're this smart intellectual, but it's right here for the average person. So keep the average person in mind when you're making your music. Don't go over their heads. Why would you go over their heads? So simplicity often wins. Less is often more. All right, so now I'm gonna let you hear from somebody about why songs go viral and why others don't.
All right, so let's figure out a place for all these shits. Let's listen to all the melodies that we just created just now, and then we'll pick some shit. I didn't put no words to them, so you're really right now you're just listening for the hottest melodies. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're. Just listen to the structure of the song or the feel of the song. Pause. Let's listen for the feel of the song right now. Not the words. We're not listening to words. The words really don't make any sense right now. It's just the melody and the way the song feels. So let's listen to that first, and then we'll go into the rest of the bullshit. I got some cash on it. I'm taking a look into my mama, I'll be the man right. I got some bands right. I do my thing right. You got that? Baby, I pull up on you, you got it. It's too now. Baby, when I see money, you try it. Pull up on you like that. When I get on the east, cash out in the lead. My 30 and my beat, my band down in my jeans. I'm looking for my beat, my 30 all in my jeans. So come up on the G's, with 30 all in my beats. No, I don't wanna fuck you in down there. You know I'm tryna fuck you in Times Square. My lady on my thirst, you in down there. I be cheating on my bitch, you like down there. Yeah, I keep my bitch in the wrist. I sit on my wrist, all I like for my bitch. I sit on my wrist when I pop to the light. I sit on my wrist, sit the dice on the wall. I sit on my wrist, from the back to the top. I sit on the lick, to my back, to my right. I think some of the hardest parts, the first way it comes in, and then that second part where it goes, ooh, ah. I think that shit is like the hardest parts. After that, I'm all in on the G's, the cash on the G's, I'm all in on the D. It should have came back in something, and then it should go back. See, the problem is sometimes niggas be writing and then they have these catchy ass melodies, but then they just want to keep going into like all these other melodies. But sometimes you just need to figure out what the bass melodies and the greatest melodies are from the first part of the song. You get what I'm saying? So like for me, I know that those three melodies are now golden. So these are the melodies that you switch from throughout the rest of the song. Like there was a lot of melodies that I did here, and if I'm really at a part where it's like, all right, these melodies are getting repetitive, then I might go back into the reference and then go listen to like whatever the fuck is there. But I don't really need to do that right now because I think that we have the song with just those three melodies.
and all it really changes is just the words have to change when you when you do it again. You know what I'm saying?
And for this week's assignment, we got you write down multiple song ideas, choose your lead single, and finalize the lyrics to your lead single. So we doing some songwriting exercises this week. And you know what? You should have this stuff ready. We should have a song ready and ready to be recorded and whatnot by the end of this week. So let's get it done and let's make it happen, y'all. Tune into the live stream, sign up for a Fairgate. We will see you there.